All right, welcome back to Trading Rolly. Taking a look at the Bitcoin chart. Price is trying to dip lower. I've been monitoring a horizontal level around 17,865. It maintains support here, a little resistance, flip support rally. On the most recent sell-off, we wicked below it, closed back above it, and now flirting with that level again. Almost broke below, and now there's a wick and a candle above again. So we'll have to see how this next 4-hour candle closes. Do we maintain support? If we get that candle close below, we could come down to probably this cluster here, ranging from 17,150 to 16,600. We'll do a deeper dive, technical analysis on the Bitcoin chart, take a look at some headlines, altcoin of the day at the end. So go ahead, hit that like, leave a comment of anything you would like to see in future videos. Please subscribe, tick the bell for notifications, and remember, these are my own ideas and my opinions on the market, so please do your own research and trade at your own risk. Looking at the market, down, 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 everything in the red. Bitcoin 2.7%, but the altcoins have fallen even harder. Litecoin at 7%, Polkadot 3.4% down, Chainlink 6%. I saw Stellar down 8.6%. So Bitcoin holding up its price a little bit better, but the market overall is down. Looking at the Crypto Fear and Greed Index, we did move to an 89. We've been hovering between 85 to 95. We've been in this extreme greed ever since the beginning of November. So there was no more room to the upside on the Crypto Fear and Greed Index. Could we get a pullback with the price? That's what we've been watching. It would make sense. It would make sense. But we've been pretty bullish lately. A lot of great things going for Bitcoin in the news, also just fundamentally. So this is just one metric of sentiment here. Moving on, some good news for the Bitcoin and cryptocurrency space. We have a Bitwise 10 crypto index fund being traded publicly on the stock market. You can get this on any brokerage like Charles Schwab, Fidelity, even SoFi app has this available. So this is an opportunity for traditional investors to get involved in Bitcoin and even the top 10 cryptocurrencies. This is pretty close to a Bitcoin ETF. People wanted a Bitcoin ETF so that traditional investors, whether they were institutions or just, the average investor who doesn't understand cryptocurrency, doesn't want to hold keys, another way for them to get involved. We did not get that Bitcoin ETF, but this is pretty close. This index fund is pretty close, and if they're allowing this to be on the market, I'm sure the ETF for Bitcoin's coming soon. Some things I wanted to note, though, is the top 10 index is going to be weighted by market cap. So Bitcoin represents 75% of that index, Ethereum 13%, XRP about 6%, Litecoin 1.23%. Then it goes lower and lower, Bitcoin Cash, Chainlink, Stellar, EOS, and Tezos. So it is weighted by market cap, and more importantly, it's tracking the index of these top 10 cryptocurrencies, and it has a NAV, a net asset value of $16.26, yet it's being traded at a $36.40 market price. So well above 100% of what it's actually worth. So if you own cryptocurrency already, you're probably better off just holding the cryptos on your wallet the way you've already been doing. I mean, you can create your own index fund. Maybe you don't want Bitcoin Cash, or you don't want Stellar. Who knows? Maybe you don't like all of these. So this is a great way for institutions to get involved, or people who are hesitant about crypto. This gives it a little more legitimacy, which is nice to see. Maybe you can buy it in your IRA, your retirement account, just giving more ways to get involved in crypto. So this overall, great for the future of Bitcoin for sure. me, myself, and I'm not rushing out to buy the index, but I own pretty much all of these cryptos already anyway, so I'm not missing out on anything. Moving on, another big buyer, institutional player, Mass Mutual, purchased 100 million Bitcoin. This is an insurance company getting involved in the space. We've been seeing these headlines like every week, almost every day. This is not going to move the price every time there's an article like this. We're not going to see price just go flying because Mass Mutual purchased 100 million. But again, overall, great for the macro space, for the long term, for the investor. This is great news to see. Short term, we could still see a pullback. Long term, I'm not afraid of pullbacks. When you have so much good news like this, it gives you more confidence to buy the dip. Now, if we just saw, bad news, and we were, downtrending, I don't know if I'd be as confident. But, in a pullback, seeing news like this gives you more reason to buy the dip. Here's an article that we saw recently too. France ordered to enforce strict KYC. They're banning anonymous crypto accounts. I just wanted to point this out because basically we can see this trending across the world. It's not just the United States. All of the countries are cracking down and they want their tax money. They want to be paid their tax money. And I'm just pointing this out because it's a reality that we have to accept. A lot of people in the crypto space, they may think that this is a way to, F you to the big corporations or F you to the man, a way to hide their money, a way not to pay taxes, money for the people. But reality is we still live in these countries. We still have to pay our taxes, and they are getting smarter and they are finding us out. So the sooner you can accept that, trading crypto should be no different than trading stocks, the easier it is to accept. All right. But I don't know if this is good for cryptos like Monero or Zcash or any of the cryptos trying to stay anonymous. They're hunting for you guys. They're hunting, all right? It's better to just be transparent. I know I'm reporting my crypto. I'm not trying to run from the law, guys. And let me finish off. Lil Yachty teases about an NFT collab. Guys, I haven't even gone down the full rabbit hole of NFTs, and you got rappers talking about NFTs. So crypto, it's hitting the mainstream. That is basically my conclusion. All right. Looking at the chart, Bitcoin. Let's look at it, guys. Let me zoom out and then we'll move a little closer. Since I already previewed what's happening immediately, we're hitting that critical level that everyone knew. There would be most likely some sellers in this region, and the volume has been declining, so we've hit a critical resistance level. There hasn't been large volume stepping in to break us above that critical 20K level, so we're stalling out, pulling back a little bit. We'll have to come down to a level that people feel more comfortable putting their money into the market. I know, Michael Saylor bought a bunch up here. This Mass Mutual bought 100 million here, but those buys are not going to be enough to push us higher and higher. Bitcoin's market cap around 350 billion. If we want to double to 40K, we're going to 700 billion. So we need billions and billions to come in to really move the market. So still waiting to see major institutions jump on board, but hey, one step at a time, one day at a time. We're getting closer. So we are looking at these horizontal levels. I'm sure you're familiar with if you've been watching. 16,150 was the top, our second highest. Well, now it's the third highest weekly candle close. Actually, that was a weekly. So I can't even say third, fourth, fifth, sixth, but before the rally, that was the highest level, and this was the second highest, and that level was 16,150. And then we had our previous 2019 wick top at 13,880. Those are the levels to keep on your radar. These three in white, okay? Well above all the moving averages. Easy way to see, are you macro bullish or macro bearish? Zoom out, look at a weekly chart. If you're above all of your moving averages, it tends to be a bull market, okay? We had some chop here for sure, but in general, once we get going and we're on the real bull rally, you're going to maintain above that yellow 21 EMA, and we're well above. So that's coming down. That level's 13,887 is the yellow 21 EMA on the weekly, which lines up perfect with that 13,880 horizontal from the previous 2019 high. So I've repeated this several times. I would be an interested buyer at that level. And you can see your pink 10 SMA, it's creeping its way on up as well, 15,500. I'm sure next week's candle, it could get up to that 16,150 horizontal as well. Our stochastic, weekly stochastic cross down, looking to confirm a cross down. This could be the signal that we're looking for, you know, maybe some downside the next couple weeks. Getting a cross like that is typically a pretty strong sell signal, pretty strong top out signal. So, you know, we might get a couple weeks of downside action to line up with that, get a cross up on the weekly to get that next rally. All right. Going to the daily, looking at the daily, your stochastic still gliding to the downside. So before we get a cross up on the weekly, we'll have to see a cross up on the daily. Definitely coming to the downside here. We were watching that bearish divergence, price rising as RSI falling. So this is you'll have to break that downtrend on the RSI. You can see that clearly right there. So getting a break above this downtrend on the RSI could be a confirmation that we could possibly have bottomed. But you have to look at all, RSI, stochastic, your horizontals, where's the volume, moving averages. Our daily moving averages, your 50 simple could come into play here, lining up with that 16,150 level that we've been monitoring. We are losing the yellow 21 EMA quite possibly. Did this candle close below? Yellow 21 EMA was 18,282 and we closed at 18,250. So on the first pullback, we wicked below, managed to close above, wicked below, but always closed above, and then we rallied again. We tested it, found support, wicked below, closed above. This time we actually did close below, just a hair. But you can see we're already getting some more downward price action. So that could be the next level. When you get a close below this, it opens the door for that next level there. If you lose this horizontal around 16,150, lose the 50 simple, we're talking about possibly down to that 14,000. Your daily 200 EMA is this light green 200 EMA is below 14K. It's at 12,785, but it's creeping up as well too. So depending on how long the pullback plays out, if this slow bleed over a course of a couple weeks, I'm sure this will meet right around this. This will probably rise to that level eventually as well. All right, so it looks like we are in the midst of a pullback. I wouldn't be too quick to be jumping in until we see this play out. All right, but I am looking to buy dips. This is a macro uptrend. I am looking to buy dips. I'm just not comfortable quite yet. Looking at the 4 hour, you can see the Stoch is also crossed down. So I'm looking at multiple bearish signals on multiple time frames. So that's why I want to see it play out a little bit more before I get too gung-ho. Okay. But you can see still, above that horizontal here, you can see price bounced, resistance, flip support, rally, bounce from there, and it's fighting with that level again, 17,865. So we'll see if we can hold support there or not. Looking for a 4-hour cross above. If I look at the 1 hour, the 1 hour is also crossed down. I have no bullish signals yet. The only thing we could possibly be looking for is, and you can't, until we get an actual local low, price could keep going here, guys. Until we can confirm this as a local low, I can't say bullish divergence quite yet. We do see that the RSI is lower here, higher here on the 1 hour, but you also have this wick lower than here. So right now, everything, I don't see bullish divergence either. Not in my opinion. So that's what we're looking at, and basically that's going to be what the whole market is looking at. Altcoin of the day, what should we pick? We did Ethereum, we've done XRP. Let's do Polkadot. Polkadot is in the top 10 now, which is interesting because at the top of the video, so I wonder where they're pulling their top 10 from. The Bitwise doesn't have Polkadot even in the top 10. This will be adjusted on a monthly basis. Obviously, Tether isn't on this list, but why is Polkadot not listed? And why is Polkadot not on Coinbase? I think eventually it will be. You can buy Polkadot on a lot of other exchanges. So, for example, I'm holding Polkadot. I'm actually staking Polkadot on Kraken, and hopefully it will be added to Coinbase. And when that happens, maybe we'll see a rally on Polkadot's price. That would be nice to see. I also have Cardano sitting on Kraken waiting for a Coinbase listing, as well as Kasuma, which is in that Polkadot ecosystem. You can get that on Kraken as well. So some of the bigger ones that you can purchase on other exchanges, I'm interested in holding, waiting for a Coinbase listing. We'll have to see what happens. But yeah, Polkadot's not on this list here. So we'll just, note that. But let's take a look at the chart. We consolidated for a while around $4. Oh, just to prove my point here, though, Polkadot number 8 on CoinGecko. Okay, so Polkadot's fairly new. You can see it had a really nice rally. I mean, this wick, see, this is on Binance chart. I have a feeling it's been out longer than this Binance chart, so I don't want to start talking about things I don't totally 100% on. So we'll just stick to the chart I'm looking at, okay? We can see that you had this consolidation period between, let's see, it's pretty much between $4.55. We'll drag it up a little bit. Around $4.60. And then we'll draw it right here. $3.85. So you had this range between $3.85 and $4.60. And we actually were able to break that range to the upside. There was resistance, broke it to the upside and hit the previous top. So we can drag this horizontal over as well. This top is at $6.34. You can see if we zoom in a little bit more that you had many wicks above that level at $6.34, but you never closed a candle above it. And interesting, once we finally broke this channel, we wicked right up to that level. We got rejected, but we're finding support back above the previous resistance. So we like horizontals, we like resistance flipped as support. So this is good to see. Unfortunately, we're retesting that level again here. We're still above it, still maintaining above that level, but if you lose that, it's not going to look so hot. If you lose this level, definitely a strong possibility you could retest that $3.85. It is support now, so let's make this green. And we'd like to see the price hold here. However, if Bitcoin falls to something like 16,000 or 14,000, there is a possibility that Polkadot could come back down to this level. It wouldn't be ideal, but we would it would basically turn into an even larger sideways channel. So we had this sideways channel here, but maybe the real sideways channel is between here and here. So let's, maybe we'll make this white, okay? So maybe this is going to be the real channel if we come back down to that level. If we lose $3.85, that won't look good because technically you are putting in a downtrend of resistance. So you do have lower highs, and if you break that level, come down here, now you'll have a lower low, which is a downtrend. Lower highs, lower lows is a downtrend. So first of all, I would love to see a bounce at this level around $4.60. If not, $3.85 would be a critical level to hold. So that's just using simple horizontals, previous price action. I can take a look at the moving averages. We don't have too much price history on this Binance chart. This weekly isn't going to tell me very much here. Let's go down to the daily, look at the moving averages in our Stokes. You're about to close below your 50 simple. A close below the 50 simple would not be a good look on the daily. We don't have a 200 EMA or 200 simple to look at yet. Your Stokes still coming down, your RSI trending down, similar pattern to that Bitcoin daily RSI. You need to break that downtrend higher. So, pretty much if Bitcoin keeps falling, Polkadot will keep falling. So in the case of Polkadot, we really would like to see Bitcoin hold support at current price. Otherwise, this could get ugly. And I'm sure this isn't the only chart that looks like that. All right, let's go to a 4-hour. Take a look at the 4-hour. 4-hour beneath all moving averages, trending lower, and your 4-hour Stoke fresh cross down. You're low around that oversold area, but it could trend lower. It's definitely possible. We could monitor this 4-hour to see if we see any bullish divergence in the next day or two. Look for a bounce possibly. You're going to want to see bullish divergence where you get a lower price. Maybe it stabs lower, but the RSI is rising. So maybe it bounces here. The RSI is still puts in a low and a higher low as the opposite happens in price. That would be bullish divergence. Get a bounce, get the Stoke to cross back up, get back above these moving averages here. You need to get back above, $5 to feel bullish again. And then you need to break this lower high structure on the 4-hour. Okay, so the market, we look on the edge of a cliff quite potentially. So hopefully Bitcoin can save the day. I'm just scrolling here. I don't think you can see on the right up here, but it's just all red. It's all red. This is pretty much all of the Coinbase coins here. So it is what it is. Seller or Cello, whatever this one, it has different tickers on different exchanges. But this one is sell on Coinbase, but here's C Gold. Who knows? I don't know. Looking at these low cap altcoins, how do you trade this kind of pump and dump? It's just like massive pull up and then just bleeds lower. So can you trust this? Are we going to get a massive rally here? I don't know. It doesn't look that great when you zoom out. This is the only coin up right now. It's up 11% in the last 2 hours because this started on the fresh daily candle. But how would you know? How would you know? I mean, you could have probably bought down here and hoped and prayer. Hail Mary. All right. Doesn't look good for the cryptocurrency market, but who knows? Maybe we'll get a bounce. But I'm seeing lots of bearish indicators. Lots of bearish indicators. When we start seeing lots of bullish indicators, we can flip our bias. Hit that like for me, guys. 25 minutes. Feels like it went longer. All right. Made it a little shorter. Perfect. Thanks for joining back with Trading Rolly. I'll see you next time. Rolly roll.